The next possession, the Celtics go to their split action here, and running against man, you would split this, but running against zone, Tatum should sit and hold in the high post. He ends up clearing for no reason. The Celtics create a natural overload with Brown and Smart on the same side. Brown does a good job attacking the gap, finds Tice, who ends up missing the layup. Game 1, the Heat did not press into a zone at all. This time they actually utilized this in the third quarter, going to a 2-2-1 back to a 2-3. What this does is slow the offense down, and the Celtics are already overthinking it. So now you get the initial action started at with about 15 on the shot clock, so almost cutting the clock in half, chewing up 10 seconds at a time. So when the Celtics go to their initial action, they're rushed. Smart drives baseline, Crowder does a good job digging in and forces the turnover. Next possession, we go back to that overload action, so where they send players through into a ball screen. And one of the things this zone does, it forces the Celtics to make higher passes, and by making higher passes or off-target passes, it allows the zone to reset itself. Now late in the shot clock here, Tatum does a good job of driving inside, ends up missing a floater, but that's a shot that the zone's willing to live with. Again, we see off a miss, we see that little 2-2-1 slowing down the offense, going into a high ball screen. What I love here is how Herro stunts at Kemba, so he'll stunt and make Kemba think, and now the zone is reset and set back up again, so that's a big part of their zone. The corners are going to stunt. Kemba drives, does advantage here, ends up kicking to Jaylen Brown. Now Jaylen Brown drives baseline as Kanter's posting up, so not great spacing. He finds Tatum, who drives, ends up getting inside, draws a foul. Not great discipline by Bam there. Now baseline out of bounds, they run this little special. They go a line at the top. Tice screens off Crowder. Tatum misses, in my opinion, a pretty good look from 3. Next, we have the length and versatility of the zone. So you can see Jones Jr. getting his hands up. That's been a huge factor for the Heat's zone against the Celtics. The top 2 players being aggressive. He ends up making a bad foul there. And after timeout, they did go the 2-2-1, but they just didn't show it. There's a little special that the Celtics are running against the zone. Tatum comes out as they screen the top. This pulls the wing out, attacks Smart on the baseline. Tatum drives, ends up hitting a pro pass. Nothing there, kick to Brown, and in my opinion, a good look from 3. So a pretty solid after timeout there. So the Celtics figured out some stuff, but weren't really doing a great job overall against the zone. Coming back down after the challenge, we're going to see a little overload action, and then we get a step-up ball screen, what I call Knicks action. And what a weakness of the zone is baseline drive. So if the corner man gets pulled up too high, the baseline drive is open, Jaylen Brown gets fouled. Here's a little zone special that most teams in college run, this little double flare action for Tatum. In my opinion, he should just be catching and shooting this. The Heat zone's pretty good at recovering. Crowder does a good job of staying there. Nothing comes of that initial action. Smart ends up driving inside. Look at the length of Jones Jr. here, able to get the contest and the block on the shot after the blow by. Here's that similar triple screen action that we saw the high post was open on. Jaylen Brown is the outside screener. He's going to slip inside, catch the ball in the high post. I love him operating there. They should look to get him more of that ball in game 3. Olynyk reaches in for a bad foul. Here is what the Heat want. They want Smart to take this bad 3. They'll allow him to do that all day. Kemba, late clock here, actually hits a pretty ridiculously tough shot. I think Jones Jr. does a job defending that. Sometimes players make shots. Now, this is where I love Smart getting in the high post. They need to do more of this in game 3. Look at the length here as Kemba drives. A little deflection from Jones Jr., little scramble. Now, Celtics should have the advantage here, and Tatum ends up throwing the ball out of bounds. Same sort of triple screen action here for Kemba. This time we're going to get a flash from Marcus Smart inside. I think he needs to just catch and shoot this or catch and attack. Don't be so passive. He pump fakes, and then ends up doing nothing with it. Tatum drives, and look how weird the Celtic spacing is here. Those 3 players, like you're just bailing out the defense and not have to guard anybody, so Tatum has to have nowhere to go for it. Now I think Kemba does a good job attacking this closeout and gets a pretty clean look from mid-range floater game that he probably should knock down. Another ball screen action for Kemba here, where he gets a pretty clean look in my opinion, and by creating that ball screen that creates the corner help that allows Jaylen Brown to get the offensive rebound.